I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python. Grab what I like real fast, choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python. Grab what I like real fast, choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
Sick of the venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted, created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dream. Cause I'll do anything. Want a reality. I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dreams. Cause I'll do anything. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard.
Yes, well, big up to all of you, and thanks once again for finding the time to be with me on the Blue Morning Show this particular morning, this particular edition, which is the Chelsea versus Burnley build-up show. I hope you're all doing well. I cannot thank you guys enough. We have some news items to address while we every now and then we'll talk about the game. And I appreciate you all for finding the time to join the show once again. Thank you. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show without wasting much of your time. And yes, before we continue, I can see my bro Victor on Instagram saying, "Good morning, bro. I hope you slept well." I did. I tried my best. We stayed awake trying to get something set up with my bro Jude Mesola. We did. It worked, and we went. We were able to do the first live stream on his YouTube channel. It went well, so I'm happy. I hope you slept well too. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us there on Instagram. Sincerely do appreciate that. And beyond that, let's get to saying hello to people in the chat like we usually do. And that's because we keep it interactive here. But before we do, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. I hope you all, again, all doing well. And that's coming up again wholeheartedly from me. Let's see, the first person in the chat is the name there. What does it say? The Blues, and that's from MZ. MZ, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And my bro Jude, the CEO, Jude Oladipupo Mesole, the CEO of CFC Jingles, Chelsea FC Jingles. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Good morning, coach, and everyone in the chat, he says. And here's the thing, because this is a vertical format, we still haven't found a way to stream both on both in the vertical and horizontal format, or maybe portrait and landscape format, but we're still working on it. But because this is in a vertical format, all you have to do is swipe up to go full screen if you're using a small device, or press and hold your screen for a few seconds to see the like, comment, and dislike options. Let's try and get it to 100 likes before the show ends. And like I said, we have a few items lined up to address, and we get to them before we even we'll take a break before the pregame show starts. And thanks to Chelsea, says Mason Mount. Thanks to you too, whatever that means. I'm not too sure whether you're thanking Chelsea, or maybe you're a Manchester United fan thanking Chelsea because they sold Mason Mount to you, and you believe he will come good for you guys. I hope he does. He hasn't done anything wrong to me. Ogbonna, Mr. Ogbonna, Ruben Uche. Okay, that's two names combined there. Ruben Uche, Chukwu Uchenna. I'm not sure which one it is. Mr. Ogbonna, Ruben Uche, thank you for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Good morning to you too. One day, I hope you're doing well. And we have again, I greet you, coach. That's my bro, Wheezy. Mr. Weezy, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Big up, coach. And that's Willie Blessed in the house. Willie Blessed, I hope you're doing well. And quickly, for those of you who are following the show on X, formerly known as Twitter, or maybe following the show on Instagram, here's a secret for you. And the secret is you'd be better off joining us on YouTube. And when you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button. That's because we do a $50 giveaway. You get a chance to win at least $50. And that's because we do giveaways for our members who are students, because I've been there, especially in the foreign land, how again I've had the experience of again I know how difficult it can be a student and still be working at the same time, or to still have people over there in Africa, wherever in the world that you care about, that you have to earn a living at the same time, get education to support them, if that makes sense. But the whole point is you're better off joining us on YouTube so that you can get a chance to win at least a $50 every month. But that's, by the way, what else do we have in the chat here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And we will start addressing the items we have lined up immediately without wasting much of your time. And mainly, we will talk a lot about the manager's comment. And I want to take the opportunity to quickly say thank you to Eddie Love for Blue, my Niger bro, for always finding the time to dig around and find these reports. I know without Eddie's help, I know I'd find it'd be difficult for me to be ready for the shows, given the amount of research that, I'd have to do to be fully ready for the shows. But that's, by the way, we've addressed that one. And my bro, I hope this isn't gonna freeze. Gosh. I hope this okay. I hope so. I hope it won't freeze. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Mr. Obonna, I've said hello to you. Weezy, I've said hello to you. Willie Bless and Tin. And then we have Tebago. Big up to you, Tebago. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. When you have time, please share the link. I've done so. And we have an announcement. Press your screen for about a second to see the like, comment, and dislike options, and then swipe up to go full screen. And I think you'll enjoy it if you go full screen, which is easy. Just swipe up. We are 17 minutes into the show, and we have just 8 likes. We should be doing way, way better than that, people. We still do beg for likes here, and that's because we're not a big account yet. We're getting there gradually. But please, if you don't mind, take a second to drop a like on the screen for us, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let's get on with it. The first item we have to address here reads Pochettino. That's him responding to a question, I think. We know really well what we are doing. That's why I laugh. I laugh when the fans say you don't know what you're doing. We are going to be strong. We want to be successful here. We are always calm and relaxed about the project, and we know it is a new one. I get it. You don't have to turn it into an excuse. Just say whatever you want to say. Just if I were the manager, I'd just leave my comment at, we know exactly what we're doing. We just need time. You can say, in a certain time, everything will most definitely fall into place, and we'll start firing on all cylinders. But that's, by the way, we move on from that. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We know it's a new project. We know. At least let me just speak for myself. I understand we have an entirely new squad. We have a very inexperienced and a young squad, which means a lack of consistency will most definitely be a certainty. So I totally understand. But whenever he talks about something like that, just you can say don't go from saying something that makes sense to turning it into an excuse as to why we are struggling. Hi to you too, Chelsea. 34. I hope you're doing well. Hi to you too, JC. Kachila, big up to you too, bro. I hope you're doing well. I have to. And in all honesty, that's the one that earns us more subscribers, more views than the landscape mode. But we're still working on finding a way to stream in both formats to cater for all our viewers. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We'll move on from that particular comment. We will be moving at a blistering speed. And if we get done on time, fine. Then we'll take a few minutes break between this particular show and the pregame show. We're humans, we're not machines. And the second item also discusses one of Mauricio Pochettino's comments. And this one reads, if you look at all the parameters and stats that are used on radio and TV and newspapers, we should be in the top 4. As much as I believe we should be better, at least in the top six in the Premier League, had we been clinical in front of goal, I'd still say I think he's just using it as excuses right now, in my opinion. But that's just me. I'm not going to get into arguing whose fault it is that we are where we are today. I still, yeah, I agree that yeah, had we been clinical in front of goal, would be better of it than we are right now. So he says, if you look at all the parameters and stats that are used on radio and TV and newspapers, we should be in the top four. This is not me having a go at him, but the question: who reads newspapers these days? What does all the data mean? He asks a rhetorical question there. That we are in a you could say we're in a good way. We need time with experience playing together. That part makes sense also. But sometimes I think he overdoes it, that it comes across to some people as if he's making excuses. I would go with the second part. But I just moving from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And hi to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. So Tebago, I don't know if you have anything to add to what you've heard us talk about, or you've heard me talk about. It's just actually you and I. One of the window there is for the soundboard. But let's say, Tebago, you have anything else to say right now, if you can, given what you've heard us talk about.
Nah, coach, I have nothing to say, but big up, coach. Hope you're good.
Yeah, I can't complain. I hope you're recovering. I mean, it looks like you've recovered fully from the flu issue you had a few days ago when I spoke with you. Good to see you here. It's a good sign. The fact that you're here shows that you're better, or maybe you've recovered fully. But I'll take either of the two, but hopefully the latter. Let's see, Coach. Our next 4 to 5 matches, we should go on a run. We should, but can we? That's another question. I hope we can. I hope we do. It doesn't matter, irrespective of my opinion of the manager. I still think he's the man for the job at the moment, given that we have a lot of young players. He's proven that he's good at nurturing young players. Beyond that, I have a different argument. And that's not to say that he cannot start doing well, learn from his mistakes and become better. And every time I talk about that, I do reference the case of Sir Alex Ferguson, not comparing them. The fact that he had a bad start to life as a United manager, but they gave him time. But that's not me advocating that we should give the manager time. It's not my decision. But whatever they do, all I have, again, I'll just play my part as a Chelsea fan, be the 12th man whenever necessary. And this is Chelsea. Yeah, now I know, but but it's not a given. We have to work for it. I understand your argument. The game is played over 90 minutes plus added time. You cannot script football. We know that. And that is especially true when you talk about Chelsea Football Club. Although I have to say there are signs that will find a way to navigate the Charity FC issue, for lack of a better way to present that. Yeah, we Chelsea fans will say we should. The question is, can we? I think also we can. But now the third question is, will we? I don't know. Until after 90 minutes, we have to put in the work necessary. We don't have to go into the game with the mindset that we're playing against Burnley and they've been losing games. They are in the bottom of the table. If we go into the game with that mindset, then we most likely will lose the game. We'll have to go into the game with the mindset that we're playing a very dangerous side, a side that is in a relegation battle and will do everything they can to win a game. Then maybe we'll get a win, and maybe we end up seeing us win them, beat them convincingly. If you get my point, the United game is going to be really tough, and I think we might get a draw. If we get a draw from that game, it will be a good result. Let's move on from this particular comment to the next one here, which reads Pochettino saying that he doesn't think Reece James will play again this season. I don't want to make predictions now. We hope yes, but we will see week by week of Reece James and Christopher Nkunku. We don't have a precise game for a return date yet. Heston, if we really don't need them, I don't think we should be in a hurry to bring them back, because I don't want us to risk a setback. I think we've made that mistake most likely. If we're to believe the rumors that his return was premature, then that Romeo Lavia's return was premature, then we shouldn't risk bringing any other player back into the fold. Any of our players that isn't fully fit. I'd say the same with even Kunku, if we really don't need them. But Tebago, let's hear you. What do you say? The fact that the manager is saying that he's saying, I don't know if Reece James will play again this season. If that's the way he sees it, then I'd say let him sit out the season. You can say recover and stay fit, and not come back and play 10 minutes and then get injured and then be missing for the next 25 games. But let's hear you, Tebago, if you're there. All right, I'm gonna continue talking with you. Tebago looks like okay. Go there. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I agree with the coach. I don't think it's necessary to play Rhys James this season. But with Nkunku, if he's fit and available, you can play him. But Rhys James, nah, man. Don't play Rhys James this season. Please, coach.
Yeah, I don't think he should play, especially if what's his name, Marco Correa is fit enough to play. Then I don't think it makes sense to play. I don't think it makes sense to give to play Reece James. So give him time enough to recover fully, and be fully fit. Come back, stay fit, and not come back, play half a minute, and then get injured again. I also see Chelsea beaten United at the bridge. The game I want us to make sure we win, no matter what happens, is the game against Arsenal. If anything, let's ruin their chances of winning the Premier League. That will go a long way for me. I get it. That's a chance we don't get to participate in any European competition next season. But if we can ruin Arsenal's chances of playing of winning the league, I'll take that as a trophy this season, in my opinion. Time to beat United. Again, revenge is always sweet. Can we? I think we can. Will we? It remains to be seen. We'll find out. Good morning to you, Chalma, the queen of the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well, and I cannot thank you enough for always, no matter where you are, to find a way to reach out and say hello. I think it's Saturday. I don't know if you go to work on Saturdays, but always nice to see you, Choma, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Choma says, to those who celebrate happy Easter and happy weekend to you all. Happy Easter to you too, Choma. Again, I appreciate you saying that. And a happy Easter to everyone that celebrates. To those who celebrate, let me just use Choma's language there. And if you don't, happy holidays to you. Let's see. Big up, Jay. Nice to see you, Jay. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep. And what's the announcement? It's just a command. Then when you type !mark announcement, it just puts up something that educates people on how to like the video when we're streaming in a vertical format, and how to go full screen when we're streaming in a vertical format. So nothing, yeah. So you can give it a shot yourself. Just type !mark and then announcement. Keep dropping likes on the stream, people. The stream do go a long way. The home kit is pretty good. I like it. Actually, I like the home kit. I also like the away kit. At least for the home kit, something I like about it is the wavy lines on it. It's subtle. It's not like our current away kit that has. To me, I think it was that's too much, in my opinion. And one thing about the kit is that they grow on you. Yeah, they do grow on you, even if you don't like them. At the moment players start wearing them on the pitch, you start before you know it, you'd fall in love with them, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. The next item we have here, let's go to that one. That's the third item we talked about. Pochettino, we know really well what we're doing. I think we've addressed that particular comment. Maybe I have it open in 2 tabs when I shouldn't. Okay, we'll move on. The next one, Mauricio Pochettino wants Noni Madueke to be careful after the winger hit out at Chelsea fans for turning on the Blues and booing Raheem Sterling. I don't think he's done anything wrong there. I think, if anything, he's shown courage. He was only one of the few players who had the courage to tell the fans that's not the way it's done. I think he had a bit of back and forth from some of the fans on Raheem Sterling's Instagram page or so. I think he hasn't done anything wrong there. And the fans, I don't think, had an issue with him speaking up for his teammates. That's the sort of thing the captain should be doing, and not him, actually. So I appreciate him doing that, and I don't think it was okay that the fans booed Raheem Sterling. You can critique him, you can have a debate on whether it was right to have taken. I think that was the whole thing happened the day he took the penalty. He decided that he was going to be the one to take the penalty and missed it. I think if you can critique him for doing that, but not to the extent of you can say becoming abusive. And the truth is, there's a thin line between you critiquing a player or questioning what a player did and you abusing the player. You can say within the Chelsea community, you can say the abuse of players is commonplace, in my opinion. I hope that changes with time. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And we have Kuroja saying, why do we perform against Man City are so good, but we are like 5-year-olds against Liverpool. Against Liverpool, actually, the only game we've played them 3 times, and you can say the only time they've played us was our second Premier League game of the season against them. In the cup game and our season opener, we played well and actually had the opportunity to beat them in those 2 games, but we weren't, as usual. You can say the usual story. We weren't clinical in those 2 games. If anything, I think the question we've tried to answer severally on multiple Chelsea aligned YouTube channels is why do we struggle against mid-table and bottom-table teams and then do well against the so-called big boys? It's simple. We have issues beating teams when they defend deep. Yep, and we don't need scientists actually to help us figure that one out. But I appreciate you putting that one out there, people. We are 33 minutes into the show, and we have just 11 likes. I think we should be doing way better than that. So please keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We keep growing. Right now, we have 19,361 subscribers. I know, probably, maybe. But we'll push for it, because I'll be releasing a lot of YouTube shorts by the end of April. My hope is that we get at least we get to 20,000 subscribers, and I think we can. But I have to produce a lot more YouTube shorts, which helps us earn you can say earn a lot of subscribers. No mistakes, and we will win most games. You can argue. Lots of the games we've lost, some of them we had no business in losing. Some of them we started very well and then end up conceding goals and end up getting just a point out of those games. So that comes with the territory of having a lot of young players. Not all of them, and down to the manager's ineptitude. And let me not even use that language. He's not been perfect, but mainly the reason why we're still 11th in the table is our inability to put away chances. And had we been clinical, the truth remains, irrespective of your opinion of the manager, I think it's only fair that you recognize that had we been clinical, we'd be better right now. And Wheezy is saying Chelsea 4, Burnley. That would be your prediction. Okay, I'm quite sure Nicholas Jackson will score today, and I said he would score 2 goals, and Constantine Dante was the one that said he would score 3 goals. But we'll find out. Let's get into one more item we have lined up here to talk about, which is I think we did talk about that yesterday, but I don't think it hurts. It hurts to talk about it again. It says the Chelsea's loan department are in regular contact with David Datro Fofana, led by long-serving loan technical coach Carlo Cudicini. And the club are happy with his progress. I am too. Since he joined Burnley, he's done well for them. And I get it. His loan spell at Union Berlin, that was horrible, really, in my opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 12 likes. We most definitely can do way better than that. And if you're following the show on Instagram, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. If you're following us on X, formerly known as Twitter, thank you again. Sincerely do appreciate you. And if you want, again, here's a secret for you. I think you'd be better off joining us on YouTube. And that's because if you join us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button. You get a chance to win $50 every month if you're a student. We do that to support our members who are students here. So up to you now to decide on what to do. But if you don't mind, if you prefer following the show on X or maybe on Instagram, please kindly do us a favor by liking the video and also following that particular account. And this is Jay asking a question there. Would love to make my debut here someday. Whenever you're ready, bro. Again, I if you don't mind, if you want to, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind adding you to the panelists, resident panelist group. Go ahead. Were you saying something to Bill?
Yeah, have you addressed that comment from Mauricio Puccino saying that according to the data, we should have been at least fourth at the moment? Have you addressed that comment?
I breezed through it, but the truth is, I think it's not lying, irrespective of my opinion of him. I think that's I'd say yeah. Had we been clinical, would be in the top 7 at least.
But
would be better off. Let me just use the language. We'd be better off, in my opinion. But go ahead.
yeah, but do you think it's a right thing for a coach to say such things while we are 11th? I've never seen a coach in my life talking about data saying this and that. Come on, man. I think he should avoid saying such things. For my opinion,
it comes across as if he's making excuses, right? Which was why I said
yes,
he shouldn't be. Yeah, even if it's correct, I think he says it in a manner that the fans will start saying it as if he's making excuses, and I totally understand. But I agree that had we been clinical, we'd be better off. Let me use the language better off. Let me not say would be in a certain position in the table or not. Let me just say would be better off, and I'm saying the truth in that case. But I don't think it should be. You can say clamoring it or keep repeating it. It comes across as if he's making excuses. But go ahead with what you were saying, Tebago.
no, I agree with you, coach. It's all I wanted to address.
But do you agree that had we been clinical, we'd be better off? Let's not go to the extent of mentioning that we'd be in certain positions in the table, but let's just use the language, we'd be better off. Do you agree? Had we
100%,
been
I agree. 100%, I agree with you. Because let's be honest, especially our first few games, we missed so many good chances, and we should have won those games. Most of them we drew. Some of them we lost. I think 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Just for example, Forest, Aston Villa, even the West Ham game that we beaten 3-1. I think we should have won that game also. So unfortunately, we are not clinical. We are not that clinical at the moment, and we suffered. But now we are better.
Yep, thank you. And just saying, Coach, are you getting your statistics right? Look, I haven't taken my time to sit down and do the calculations, but the truth remains Had we been clinical, it's simple. We'd have more points than we have, which means we'd be better off. Let me use the language better off. Let me not go to the extent of saying we'll be in such a position in the table, if that makes sense. He says that I will be waiting for that day, Jay. I remember our last conversation. Okay, look, let's see what else we have here. Fabrizio Romano just posted a breaking news. Pot said he's not sure if Nkunku and Reece James will play again this season. If we don't really need them, I don't think we should be in a hurry to bring them back into the fold. We don't want to risk a setback again. And I think there's a pattern to the way we did talk about that. I did have discussed that with Jude on CFC Jingles. I don't think we should be. I think we should be cautious. If we don't really need a player, give the player time. Let them take their time to recover fully. Not be in a rush. Not bring them back prematurely, just like we did with Romeo Lavia. And look where we are right now. He will not play again for us until next season. Or maybe at least you can say at most he participated in our preseason tour in the United States. So I think we should be ultra cautious. If we don't really need them, just give them time. Let them take their time to recover and recover and stay fit. Most importantly, and look, let's take our time to actually go through the list. Christopher Nkunku suffered a setback. Romeo Lavia suffered a setback. Ben Webadashile suffered a setback. Just to name a few, you could argue, what's his name also? Something Spenchual, Reece James, even what's his name? What's the other player I'm looking for? I think something isn't quite right. I think it needs to be investigated because there's a clear pattern here. That's a clear pattern.
Coach,
it's not a coincidence.
yeah.
The numbers are just ridiculous. Go ahead.
Even with Leslie Oguchuku, remember that's why sometimes I want to blame Poch on Lavia and Leslie Okuchuk. Let's be honest. Leslie was out due to injury, right? And then after he was back, he played him 58 minutes. So make it sense, coach. How can you play a player that was out of due to injury 58 minutes? Same as Lavia. I've been saying this, Lavia. He played Lavia 30 minutes. No, man. I think sometimes, yes, I blame our
Yeah.
medical team, but Poch also had a hand in these injuries because he shouldn't play these players so many minutes after they're back due to injuries.
I think we should actually we should be asking, you said directing our questions to the medical department because if they don't give the player a clean bill of health, that player will not play. So I think they're to blame. Except if something is going on, maybe if there's some sort of conflict between the medical department and the coaching staff. Because yeah, the medical department shouldn't okay the involvement of a player if that particular player isn't fully fit or maybe needs more time to heal properly. So I think we should be cautious on how we, you can say, direct the blame at the manager. In my opinion, I understand where you're coming from, but even he should be asking questions. And for instance, when Romeo Lavia, when he made his debut, his official debut for the club, you could argue when he made his debut, yes, at the time, we didn't really need them. We didn't need them, but chances are the manager, yeah, was told that he was fully fit, which was why he got to play. So I think we should learn to be cautious with these players because something isn't quite right. And until we'll know what the reason behind us averaging at least 7 players out injured, if every time we play a game, we play a match, we have a game, I think we should be cautious until we figure out what's going on. So thank you for that. And John Shank is in the house. John Shank said, we might still a few La Masia players from Barca since they are balling. Do I think? I don't know. Let's find out. But nice to see you, Mr. Shank. Coach, I agree with you 100%. We miss a lot of chances. We miss, yep. I think it'd be unfair to not consider that fact and just blame everything on the manager. I have my opinion of him, and that hasn't changed until maybe he convinces me otherwise. But that's by the way. So I agree yeah, we have to consider that fact and not just turn around and dump all the blames on him. It is on Poch or it is on the players. No, it cannot be not entirely on the players and not entirely on the manager. It's well, we are where we are today for multitude of reasons, and I'm going to break it down a bit. We have an entirely new squad. That on its own is an issue. When you have an entirely new squad, you see disjointed displays during serious games, and that some disjointed displays that could lead. You could say, let me use a more specific language. You see mix up due to lack of due to the fact that the players are not all on the same wavelength. You see mix up that will lead to that could lead to us that will lead to already some has led to us. Some of them have led to us conceding goals. You see dangerous mix up in certain areas on the pitch. You see lack of consistency. Yeah, that's another issue that comes with us having too many new players. And then another factor, we have too many young players, lack of experience. I get it. Some of them have played quite a lot. And because we use age and experience interchangeably, sometimes we argue unfairly that we lack experience. We lack experience, but actually not as much as a lot of people make it out to be. But the fact that we don't have a balanced squad, we don't have enough experience. I think that's the better language to use. That has led to us struggling and inability to control games in sometimes, which is where you can argue the managers you can say expertise come into play. Yeah, he should be able to tell them to calm down a bit sometimes and not be too much in a hurry, even when we're leading, even when we should slow the game down a bit to frustrate the opposition. Let me just use a more familiar language. We should slow the game down a bit to control the game. If we're winning, we don't have to be so much in a hurry all the time to get to the opposition half, and in some cases lose the ball in dangerous areas and end up conceding. So things like that, serious issues. If you get my point, is it on Poch or on the players? No, it cannot be. Not strictly on the players, not strictly on Poch. Yeah, partly Poch, partly players, and all the reasons that I've talked about, if that makes sense. It is on Poch because the injuries are the injuries. I'm not blaming on him. Do I think he should be asking questions sometimes? I think he should, but we don't know whether he asked questions and was convinced that the players are ready to play, fully fit to play. So I don't think when it comes to the injuries, if anything, we should be asking the question: why do we have too many? Why do we always have at least 8 players, at least 7 players out injured? Is it down to his approach? Questions like that, but I don't think it'd be fair to start blaming him for the players we have out injured. That is just my opinion. We have 52 people watching, nearly 60% of that following the show on X, and just 21 of those 50 people following the show on YouTube, if that makes sense. Coach, my concern is Sanchez. I'm worried. I hope Coach won't use Sanchez today. He's injured, so that solves your problem, right? Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. We have 12 likes, but we should be doing way, way better than that. That's the issue with the vertical format. You don't get too many likes, but you get a lot more views than you get when you do the landscape stream. Yeah, he's not going to use Sanchez. Relax. Yeah, calm down, Wiz. Sanchez is out injured, which means he's not going to play. If that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Tebago, any other thing you want us to talk about, go ahead. And if you're in the chat, here's a question for you. The question for you: are you looking forward to this game? Do you think we can win this game? Let's hear you. Maybe the players do not believe in our season anymore, and some of them are enjoying a good Easter holiday, getting the doctor to sleep in. What kids usually do. I know you're joking because at this level, if you if you're trying to pretend you have an issue, doctors will look at it and probably find out if you're lying or not. But I know you're joking, and yeah, given our situation, if you don't laugh, you cry. It's as simple as that. And I think it has the situation has to be investigated, and I'm serious about that because it's just too much. It's just too much, and there's a pattern. And again, mainly the fact that we get the player back today, and in the next few days the player so that's a concern. And Constantine Don, big up to you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. So let's hear you, Tebago. Are you looking forward to the game? Let's start talking about the game. And are you concerned about Charity FC? I get it. On paper, we should be beating them hands down. But the game is played over 90 minutes was at the time. We shouldn't go into the game with the mindset that we've won this game already because they're struggling. It's not a given. We have to put in the work to win. But let's say, Tebago, are you looking forward to this one?
Yes, I'm looking forward for this game, but overall, I have to be honest. I'm confident that we're going to win this game because recently, as I said, we improved in terms of scoring enough goals per game, right? Maybe scoring 2 goals per game. So that means we still have a chance to win this game. So Burnley at the moment they're struggling. It seems like Fofana was helping them to do better, but at the moment they won't have Fofana today. So that's a big bonus for us. So overall, I'm happy with this game, and I think we will win 100%. I don't have any doubts. No more Charity FC today.
Yeah, and this particular report here saying Chelsea have lost just one of their 17 Premier League meetings against Burnley, a 3-2 home defeat on the opening weekend of the 2017-2018 season. And this one saying only Luton Town 17 and Manchester City 13 are on a longer runs of scoring in the Premier League. That's the stats I want us to look at here just quickly. I think it's this one. We scored in 11 games in total. So this is saying Chelsea could score in 12. Yep. If we scored today, then it would mean that we scored in 12 consecutive Premier League games for the first time since 2019. Should they find the net against Burnley? Let's have this conversation right now. And the fact that I think it was Vic that sent me statistics which showed that we've actually, in terms of, we've done better in a lot of metrics compared to last season. And this one also is saying we could score in 12 consecutive Premier League games for the first time since 2019. Should they find the net today? That is, if we score today, that's progress. And like you just mentioned that we've been scoring, but at the same time we've been conceding quite a lot too. That's an issue. And again, if we can find a way to not concede and continue in the trajectory of scoring in every game, maybe we'll finish the season in at least 7th place or even 6th place. But let's hear you, Tebago.
Yeah, I think in order to finish in the 7th, 6th place or 8th place, it should be the mentality of the players. Are they ready to fight until the end of the season? Also, I think the coach need to push these players very hard in order to win each and every game. But take each game time by time. Don't rush anything. Don't overdo things. As you mentioned, coach, what you are lacking at the moment, every time we are winning the game, for example, let's say 2-0, 3-0, we are slow, we are relaxing. I think that's the main issue at the moment. So overall, I think Poch should fix that and it will be good. We're winning games, cruising without any stress. Unlike what we have been seeing at the moment. Even the Leicester City game, We're leading 2-0 in the second half. We concede 2 goals. What is that?
What is that indeed? And in our last 5 games, yeah, we've been conceding like crazy. In our last 5 games, we've been averaging 2 goals. We've been conceding an average of 2 goals per game. We against Leicester City, we beat them 4-2. We conceded 2. Against Newcastle United, we beat them 3-2. We conceded 2. Against Brentford, it ended 2-2 draw. We conceded 2. Against Leeds United, we beat them 3-2. We conceded 2. So in 4 consecutive games, we've conceded 2 goals in each of the games, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8 goals in total. Then if you add the 1 goal that we conceded against Liverpool, then it's 9 goals in total in 5 games. So we've considered in all the games, and in all of them, in 4 of those 5 games, we considered 2 goals. In each, only considered 1, the one we lost against Liverpool. So it's concerning. We've been scoring goals, but at the same time, we've been conceding, and it's an average and a 2 goal concession per goals. That's a huge issue, in my opinion. And hopefully, we don't concede 2 today, because chances are we see Vincent Company out of nowhere become pragmatic and stop us from scoring, and then boom, we'll lose against them, and then all hell will break loose. Unfortunately, greetings from Costa Rica. I speak. I can't read that. But Miles, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. The final point: I am always cautious not to read languages I don't understand, so I don't inadvertently cuss out our followers here, or say something that will get us into trouble. I said you're early, then a change to before game didn't notify me on time. But yeah, I get it. You don't have discipline. Constantine, that you don't have discipline at all. Coach, in order to finish a 6 or 7, we need a good run. Yeah, probably would need to win all our games, because it's not just about us. We have to win all our games and hope that other teams falter, and that's not easy. So yes, we need to win again our next game, our next run of fixtures, next 4 games, if we want to be able to get to be involved in the next editions of the European competitions. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. As for Burnley, their recent form, they've considered quite a lot in total. You can say they've considered pretty much the same amount of goals that we've considered. They considered 2 there. That's 4. That's 6. That's 9. Woo! Arsenal put 5 behind beyond them. So yeah, they've considered more. They've been averaging 2 goals concession per game. So pretty much the same form. And we've averaged we're averaging 1.7 goals per game, and they're averaging 1 goal per game. And given those two, comparing those two, the disparity isn't that much. The disparity is 0.7, which means there's no guarantee we're going to outscore them. If we're averaging, like, let's say 2 point something goal per game, and that's still as 1 goal per game, then you can say we can outscore them. With 1.7 goals per game, anything can happen. There's no guarantee we will beat them, but hopefully we'll beat them. I want us to beat them, and I'll take that. If you're in the chat and if you have any questions, let me know. And the question again, I've asked the question whether you're looking forward to this game. Let's hear you. Looking forward to Manchester United, especially next up. Yeah. Let's see the games for today, actually. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And we've voted 82% of people that participated in the poll believes that Chelsea will beat Burnley. 10% thinks he ends in a draw. Only 8% thinks that Burnley will beat Chelsea. Interesting there. Let's see, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 16 likes. And we are 59 minutes into the show. We should be doing way, way better than that. Give me 1 second. Okay, the game I don't want to miss. Okay, let me just go. Just give me a second there. So I'm seeing some report here that Man United are interested in signing Theo Hernandez. I really want us to sign him. I'm not sure, but I haven't heard anything that suggests we're interested in signing him. This is football transfer rumors. Man United plot Theo Hernandez beat Chelsea to trigger almost release clause. Wow, Danny Olmo. I didn't know we're that interested in him that we're even to the extent that we're willing to trigger his release clause. The game I wouldn't want to miss a tomorrow game. You could argue that is actually the game of the week. Man City versus Arsenal. You could argue that's a title decider right there. But I think City will beat them, especially at home. And but let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. If you have any questions, go ahead, drop the question in the chat, and I'll try to address it. And if I can, I will seek for help. I will seek help. I will find somebody to help me answer the question. My assistant, Santiago Munoz, isn't in the chat. But let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I really want to do a watch along for the Manchester City Arsenal game tomorrow. And I think, because my wife will be working tomorrow on Easter Day. I think I will maybe do a watch along on the other channel and that for that particular game of the week. Maybe do a post game show, but I wouldn't call it watch along. Actually, as a Bluetooth again, we call it a hate along show. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We all have many minutes, 1 hour into the show. We have just 16 likes. So we can do better than that, and we have 349 views. But we can do much, much better. Let's see what Jay has to say. We're all our Man City fans tomorrow against Arsenal, and yes, we are. Yep. I don't want Arsenal to win any trophies this season, and I get it. They'll most likely, most definitely finish in the top 4, which means they'll be playing in the Champions League next season. It doesn't matter to me as long as they don't win any trophies this season. I'd feel like Chelsea has won one. If they don't end up not winning any trophy, I'd celebrate that. I have to be honest. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Roger Dodger is in the house. The just lawyer and all the rest of the names that you can call Roger. He's a man of many titles, and that's not easy. But Roger, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us on the panel today. I hope you're doing well. I did send you a message. Probably you haven't seen it. But that's by the way, Roger. Aloha to you. Gracias. No. Hola, senora. The question I want to ask you is, Roger, are you looking forward to this game? Are you concerned about Charity FC, or do you think we're definitely beating them? I don't think I trust this team that much to the extent that I say we're definitely winning a certain game. But let's hear you, Roger. Big up to you, more importantly.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Buenos dias, Roger.
¿Cómo está?
What language is that?
Spanish.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. No, to be honest with you, it's hard to predict. Listen, we can't get 2 consecutive 45 minutes out of this team. It's hard to predict which team shows up each and every week. It really is. So we're predictably unpredictable. I always look forward to a Chelsea game. Do I know how well we will play? Will we be in sync? Will we have defensive errors? I have no idea. None. Absolutely zero. Don't forget, we also don't have a great record of playing well after an international break. That's concerning a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Our record sucks a bit. And what is it? Enzo flew in last night, didn't he? So he's not going to be exactly 100 miles an hour. Listen, on paper, this should be a victory. No doubt about it. But it's not played on paper, is it? It's played at home, thank God. But it's going to be interesting. You're right. We've been scoring goals for fun lately, but we've been leaking them also for fun. So until we can fix our defensive
the average is
woes,
two goals concession per game.
Yeah, and until we can fix our defensive woes, I'm not confident that we can show up and guarantee a win. It's that simple. Until we can solidify this defense, eradicate errors, and start playing disciplined football, then no, I'm just being honest, not being negative. I'm just being honest in my assessment.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
I don't have much faith in this team. Why? Because I'm going by history. I'm going by week in, week out. This is what Chelsea does. They'll show up and play great, expansive, entertaining, clinical football at times, and then conversely, they'll play another team that's weaker on paper, and they'll concede goals. Just look at the last game we played.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it is concerning. We are consistently inconsistent, if anything. That's one
Yeah,
thing that's starting to happen. Yeah,
and that's reminiscent of a young team that's been rotated a lot because of injuries too, with a new coaching staff and a very the youngest squad. This is typical.
and now international break comes into play.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
factor.
it's concerning.
It has been.
Yeah, it is. Mhm. It has always been, and that's especially true for all the big teams that has players that represent their respective countries. For the mid-table and bottom-table teams, I don't think it affects them that much because in most cases, a majority of their players don't leave for international assignments. But for us, yeah, almost always. If anything, the players that aren't called up, some of them stay back because they're just returning from injury, or maybe it's concerning really. And thank goodness, I'm sure you've heard the reports with regards to how many players we could lose to for the Olympics, but that one. Clubs are not mandated to release the players, and I'm quite sure Chelsea will not be releasing a lot of our players, because if we do, we don't have it. We'll probably end up playing with the academy players, because Enzo will most definitely be representing Argentina. Moises Caicedo, if his country will participate in the Olympics, Benoit Badiashile, name all of them. But thank goodness, it's not clubs are not mandated to release players for Olympics. So, but still, I think we'll have had a hard time, you can say, convincing some of the players that they're not going. You get my point there. So let's see what else we have here. Where did I stop? I think I've read that one. I think I was going to read JC's next comment there, which says, "No, I'm not. I want Arsenal to soften City for our games, and we will beat Arsenal to stop them. I'd rather they lose against City, and we also ruin it for them to just put the nail in the coffin, the final nail in the coffin, like we did for Tottenham, and we did to Tottenham, so to speak, to ensure they don't win anything. It's a risk. If they get a draw today, chances are they could still go on and win it. But I think they have tougher fixtures than City. I think City will still win it. But I want City to beat them tomorrow and beat them convincingly that it will affect their confidence. Well, let's see. The world drill side. Sorry?
Walker's not going to be available, and neither's the England centre back that plays in midfield.
Stones?
Yeah, he's hurt. Probably not going to play.
But Walker is a bigger concern.
Yeah.
Walker is a bigger concern. I think they've been able to cope without John Stones. If anything, he's played them of late, mainly in the midfield area.
Yeah, he's a number 6 double pivot, but Walker is a big concern with his speed. Yep. He allows them to have a high line, and he's.
And let's not forget his speed, his leadership too.
Yeah, he's solid defensively. He's. That's why I say, we talk about Reece James being the best right back, but I think it's Walker for the most part, because he's 90% always available. He's so experienced. He's so
availability.
fast.
They say is the best ability.
Yeah. He does. I
don't think it makes sense to argue against that, because James has not been fit for like 1,000 years right now. Go
Yeah,
back. Go
seems
ahead,
that way.
Roger. Sorry.
Yeah, Walker's fundamentally very sound in all aspects of his game, so it's a big loss for them, you know. But
It is. What do you think he'd do? I don't know who else plays in the right back position for them. I think probably we end up seeing the Dutch international there from our Chelsea. You can say Chelsea graduate. Let's just call him Chelsea Academy graduate. Ake.
yeah,
Now Okanji will play there mostly, or John Stones.
Oh yeah, very correct. He's played Akanji in the right back position.
yeah.
Yes.
So it makes sense. But mobility will be an issue. So yeah, they will still miss Walker.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they have issues at left back too, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
That's the weakest
Aki
position in the
plays
whole
there.
team.
Aki he's fulfilled the left back role for them effectively.
Yeah,
I think he has.
I think it's better in a back three, to be honest with you, or a back two in the centre back.
But let's see. I still think they can still win it because usually those guys were mentioning, but Walker is a special player. Even though he's almost always in the opposition area, he still does a lot defensively because he has the pace to recover and still help.
Which is impressive for his age, you know. He's in his 30s.
Yeah. He hasn't lost his pace. Yeah.
Which is remarkable.
Let's see what he does. Yeah. It'd be interesting to pay attention how Pep how he solves that problem tomorrow. Yeah, it's a huge Walker's absence. I don't John Stones not too much, and that's because he's played mainly in the midfield of late. Yeah, thank you for that. Then we are different, Jesse, unfortunately. Here's the thing. I think Jesse doesn't have too many people on his side. With regards to him wanting Arsenal to soften City, I think not a lot of Chelsea fans will support him for that. But although I've seen people argue that they don't want City to win it and win how many trophies in a row, I just don't want Arsenal to win it. Even I don't mind if City are winning it for the 10th time. That's just me. I would say, fortunately, okay. They're having a good conversation there. I prefer to discuss football. Now, Phyllis, let's see what else we have here. Good morning to you too, Philip Smith. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. I have evil Arsenal friends, mate. They would make my life live in hell. Yeah. So, are you in Scotland? You seem okay. Let's see what else. Let's move on with. I don't have to be reading your conversations there. I prefer chaotic football, you mean, that gives us goals, even though we concede a lot of goal over safe football, because chaotic attacking teams are always improved once their defense matures. Clubs Liverpool proved this. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying there, but it's a huge risk. You cannot. This is reminiscent of the Frank Lampard's first stint. You cannot always score your opposition. I don't know, Roger. You want to weigh in on Thibaut Salifa saying he prefers a chaotic approach because we score a lot, and that eventually we'll find a way to defend better. I think the issue of us not defending players stems from the fact we don't have a positional DMs on the pitch that protect the defensive line better, because those things, as simple as they may sound, they go a long way in ensuring that the defense doesn't concede that much. But Roger, let's hear you. You want to weigh into Thibaut Salifa's view that he prefers chaotic approach because we score a lot, and eventually, he mentioned Jurgen Klopp's time again at Liverpool. He's still there anyway. That maybe his team had the same issue. But let's hear you.
No, I'm quite the opposite. I because of being a goalkeeper, I have far more of a pragmatic approach. I believe that if you don't concede, you don't lose. Somewhat of the Italian mantra, so to speak.
That reminds me of
Listen,
Arrigo Sacchi.
yeah, listen. If you take the Jose Mourinho approach, if you solidify your defense, you make Stamford Bridge, a place where opponents know that they're not going to score, so the very best they can do is get a point, then that psychologically grinds on you. Your opponent's mindset is somewhat diminished with regards to being positive. And that's what happened under Jose. He made the Bridge a fortress where teams visiting knew that the best they could hope for would be a draw, normally a 0-0 draw. That's what they were playing for, because you just couldn't score against us. Just a solid midfield, an incredible defensive line with a world-class keeper, and then he built from that. He was able to park the bus. May not have been the sexiest thing to watch, but guess what? It yielded us results. And that's what we want. Now, would I like us to yield results and be more expansive? Yes, I would. However, I believe if we can shore up our defense where we don't concede goals, especially nonsensical errors, then I think this will stand us in great stead, where we can have the ability to score without committing too many people going forward. I think balanced approach is of the essence.
Yeah,
and we're
it's
top
key.
heavy. We if you notice, especially in transition, we're caught. With, let's say, Caicedo or Enzo back there. And let's be honest, this back four of ours is not very solid. They've don't get me wrong. You have Silva, who's been a stalwart for us. He's been amazing, but we're just too prone to. We're very susceptible to conceding. I don't feel comfortable watching us at all. Not in the same mindset that from years gone by. And so because of that mindset that I have, I believe that having that chaotic approach, as you put it, it doesn't appeal to my soccer senses. It just doesn't. It's very antithetical to my logic, if that makes sense. So that I totally disagree.
It's a huge risk.
Well, yeah. Just
Yeah.
Listen, it's entertaining. If you're a neutral, it's great. But if you're a Chelsea fan, it's not good for the heart.
You could be crapping your pants if you're a Chelsea fan. And here's something again. It's not okay. I beg to differ too, and that's because you could argue even the worst teams in the league will, even if they considered, you could say, 4 goals against us in the first half, they'll have the confidence that towards the end of the game we'll start panicking and they will get goals back. No, I don't like that, really. Tebago, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
No, I'm just fine. I'm just listening to Mauricio Pochettino's lawyer talking here. So let the lawyer talk now.
How are you,
missed
sir?
him that much.
Hola.
Yeah.
How are you today?
Tebago, he's saying hello to you.
Big up, Roger.
Always a pleasure, sir.
So is Martinelli our goalkeeper today?
No, it's Petrovic all day long.
Okay.
Every day.
Most definitely, yeah, most definitely. And Sanchez is injured. As much as I don't wish him bad luck, but he should take his time to ensure he recovers fully. I know you guys know what I mean by that. At the same time, it's not okay to wish anybody bad luck. Let's see. Okay, just responding to what and Roger. That's Jay responding to you, saying hello to him. And we have Coach. I agree with you, and Roger. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I get it. Just stay away from Scotland. Okay, I'm not going to read that. You're having a conversation with him, Coach. Why are you even worried about Arsenal winning? We will stop them. You should be confident. Here's the thing. I've always said this before. Hopefully that they be the same this year. I think it goes both ways for Chelsea and for Arsenal. If Arsenal have won 999 games and the 1000th game game will be against Chelsea Football Club. They usually falter, and vice versa. If we've won 199, you can say 999 games, and the 1000th game will be against Arsenal, we usually falter. And if we've been losing, we usually win. And you can also see from this perspective, if they are chasing the title and they get to play us next, we usually ruin it for them, and vice versa. So that gives me hope. It gives me some measure of hope. But let's see if that happens. Our football looks chaotic because we are half cooked. That makes sense. Yep, we're not playing, we're not properly rehearsed yet, and the injuries we've had haven't helped. It's led to us not most of our players not being in the same wavelength, if that makes sense. Left flank is not having overlapping fullbacks, and our register is just go away. Hence the lack, the chaos in question. Coach, we are poor defensively. We concede a lot of goals. I hope we find a solution, and it's simple. I think we've talked about this before. If you're not paying attention, you won't even realize that the main reason being the 2-6 not being the best in terms of protecting the defensive line. In modern football, whether the application means one of the 2-6s has the freedom to be whatever he deems fit on the pitch, one sitting central and protecting the defensive line. Even whether that's the case, the fact is the two of them are more like CMs than they are DMs. Let me use a more familiar language for those of you who play FIFA, if that makes sense. So we can do more if we have a player such as Romeo Lavia on the pitch, or maybe Leslie Guchukwu if he's fully fit, even Casadei to an extent, but I need to learn more about Casadei to see how he applies himself, learn more on how he applies himself on the pitch to understand whether he can fulfill that traditional 6 role. Yeah, Roger waffling about City. Things we'll never expected. Okay.
Thanks, Jay.
Coach, the Olympics are from July to 11th August. League starts on 17th August. So where is the problem? Yeah, one of the problem issues could be the players getting injured during the competition, if that makes sense, because nearly we can say 80% of our squad probably will be going. That number, by the way, is just straight from my wazoo. I'm not sure the percentage of those that are eligible to participate, whether their countries actually qualify, if that makes sense. So it's an issue in one way, but I'm just gonna go with whether the dates makes it can means it's not going to be a problem. I'm still happy that we were not obliged to let them again participate in the competition, if that makes sense. Don't even start about preseason excuses. We haven't even finished this season yet. So yeah, preseason. If they don't participate during the preseason, it's still an issue. Big up to you, Tommy Bryan. I hope you're doing well. The solution to our defense leaking goals is to get rid of the leak.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sorry, Roger, what were you saying?
Yeah, I don't think so. He's not the one
I
that's
don't think so
falling
either.
on the ball or missing a header. It's execution. It has nothing to do with the coaching. It has to do with execution. There are errors. These are either mental errors or technical errors that these players are making, and different players, by the way. So it's the only one that really hasn't made an error that has led to a goal has been Petrovic lately. So other than that, it's not the coach. It really isn't. Could the coaching be better? Perhaps, yeah. I don't doubt that. But leaking goals because of schoolboy errors, no, that's on the players, not the coaching staff.
Roger, sorry, when you say mental errors, can you name one? It's not something I'm familiar with. Maybe I have another language from you mean mental errors. Can you give us one example?
Well, I can't, because I can't remember hardly any of the games. Thank you, medication. But no, seriously, it's like usually mental errors occur later on in the game.
The definition will help me find one for you.
Yeah, so this is what I'm going to allude to. You know, conceding a goal late on in a game You know, a mental error, for instance. I'll give you one. Disassi's pass
Yeah,
back.
I think it makes sense now. I think if you find it, considering goals late in the game,
Because when your legs go, usually the first
just
thing to go
is
your
it legs
mind.
going, or just maybe just it's
No,
in their head that we struggle towards the end of the game, end of game. So once we get to that, the 70th, 90th, 80th minutes, the fear sets in that we might still concede.
well, yeah, pressure, but also usually when you're tired, the first thing that even goes before your legs is your mind. You lose concentration because of exhaustion, you know, and it just happens. It's human nature. It's about a lack of mental discipline from the players, and that's common. It's not a Chelsea issue. It happens in all sports, in all teams. So
Yeah, I totally understand, but I
but
think it makes
mental
sense
errors.
now to me.
I'll give you an example. This I think happened quite early in the game with that pass back in the second half. You know, from Disassi, the keeper
Oh
was in the
yeah,
wrong position.
So okay,
That was a mental error on the
yeah.
keeper, for instance, and an execution issue with Disassi. It was a combination. It was a double whammy. But that's an example of a mental error. That keeper should never have been that narrow. He should have been and that forward. He should have been deeper and more to it. I would say inside the goalpost to the 6-yard box line. That's where he should have been.
So he was further out than he should be
I
at the
would
time.
listen. The ball back was not perfect from Disassi, so execution wise it was. But had the goalkeeper been in the correct position, he could have probably controlled it, or at least attempted to header it, and so forth. So, or chest it, depending on his depth. So it's a combination. I'm just giving that as the one that comes to mind, but I'm referring to mostly the back four having errors. And another mental error, okay, I can give you errors, is, for instance, Gusto losing his marker late on in the game. If you recall, you can't lose your marker. That's a mental error. That's not a physical. That's where you're having someone run by you. You know, there's multitude of errors that we've had this season. I didn't
with the
have a
one from
spreadsheet on it.
yeah, I totally understand. With the one from the Sassi, that back pass qualify as lapses in concentration
From the keeper, should never have been there. That was
from
a
the
mental
keeper.
error. Yeah. Now execution wise, it was definitely from Disassi. I think he mishit the ball. Maybe it had a bobble. I mean,
And he was, I think he was nudged too.
yeah. So I would apportion most of the blame, the majority of the blame, on the keeper. But obviously, it was the execution that gave Disassi a lot of the blame also. But you see where I'm coming from. But you know that
Yeah, totally.
there's Gusto losing a marker. Disassi's lost a marker. The whole back four have had so many mental errors in losing people, a multitude of them. And then there's the physical errors. You know, like just it's just horrible to watch. It's just like back passes that go awry, or you know, mistiming a tackle, mistiming a header back, etc. Those are execution. But those are purely and only on the player at hand, no one else. Misjudgment by the player.
All right, let me take this question from Jay. He says, "Coach, are you happy with Alonso? With the news that Alonso not joining Liverpool?" I'm going to say this. No, I'm not. I would have loved him to join Liverpool, and that's because it's a risk. He's not elite. I get it. Leverkusen, they're firing in all cylinders. Have they lost a game yet? I don't think they have. Even if they have, I don't remember them losing the game. My point is, it would have been a risk for Liverpool, a huge risk, no matter how anybody sees it. And I get it. I was also, even before the news broke that he'd be staying at Leverkusen. I did talk about how he's done well there, and if I were him, I'd stay there. And most definitely, no matter what happens come the end of the season, I think this they'll be part of the next edition of the Champions League, and chances are that will lead to Bayer Leverkusen having a lot of money and buying him. And he's actually, I've heard that he actually has a hand in all the players they signed. Liverpool would have been, he would have been in serious pressure. No matter how well do you think he's doing at Leverkusen right now, I would have loved him to join Liverpool, and that's because he would be a huge risk for them, which there's no guarantee he'd succeed, and chances are he'd falter because the measure of pressure changes, in my opinion.
But coach, to be honest, in terms of Xabi Alonso, from my opinion, is that him joining Liverpool will be less pressure than joining Bayern, because at Bayern they expect you to win league, Champions League, everything, right? At Liverpool, at least they would have given maybe 1 season or 2 seasons to build this team, just like Klopp. So overall, I think joining Liverpool for him would be much easier than joining Bayern Munich. So I didn't want him to join Bayern because I know. Yes, that's what I'm saying, right? If he chose to join Bayern this time, I think that will be a huge mistake, right? Look at Julian Nagelsmann, what they did to him. First season he won the league, second season they didn't want him during the season. So overall, I think he made a perfect choice by not joining either of those clubs. Just take his time to build his career. Then he knows the offer will come sooner also.
Yeah, I think he's made the right decision to stay at Leverkusen because here's the thing. We usually say IQ, a player is still a potential, is still developing. From a managerial perspective, he's still a potential. He's still developing. He's not there yet. He's not elite yet, but he has it in him. And that's not me saying that certainly if he joins Liverpool, that he's going to falter. But I say again, the pressure would be too much. It would be a lot more pressure than he's ever faced as a manager. Leverkusen is not anything. You can say cannot measure Liverpool in terms of the size of the club and the sort of pressure he faced there. So I'd say I would have loved him to join Liverpool. Yeah, that's because it's a huge risk. I don't know. But just by the way, JC, you're here, I'm quite sure, to talk about what you said there already, that the error that the Sassi made. I don't know if that's what you have in mind. That's just me speculating. It's a setup error and not a mental error. But let's hear you.
Hi, Coach. Hi, Roger. Hello, everybody.
Hey, JC.
Hi, JC. Big up.
No, Coach, it was a general statement, like I was trying to understand Roger, and I thought like it's one and the same thing, but from a different mirror. Mental error, you can call it something when your team is constantly performing under pressure, not pressure of the fans or like the situation, but pressure of the opponent being very organized. And we have seen so many times Caicedo and the back line is kind of separated from the rest of the team, and the other teams are pressing us, and we are finding it very hard to break out from their press, and that has led to turnarounds, and that is, you can call it some kind of a setup issue, but also kind of a mental issue, because how to explain you, for example, if I give another example, if like you have Sanchez or Petrovic shot stopping, and he gets like one shot every 20 seconds, like shot after shot after shot after shot, that's pressure, and that's mental. You will concede eventually, and then when you have a pattern of that, then it becomes kind of mental. Then you also are losing confidence in like what you are doing as a setup.
Yeah, but JC, can I just say, when I'm mentioning a mental error, I'm talking about, let's say you're running back I'm using Gusto. I'm not picking on him. I'm just using him as an example. It could be anybody. Let's say you're Gusto running back, marking, because transition, we lost the ball. We need to mark. And and he stops and then loses his marker, where that person he was guarding goes forward and has a tap in. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a mental error, not following your marker. I'm giving that as an example. That, to me, by definition, is a mental error.
Well, that kind of error, I would say, Roger, is a total error. It's every kind of error.
But it's colloquially known as a mental error.
An error with identity crisis, right?
Yeah, a multitude.
But I think our problem has been like we this setup more, and we have been under pressure more, and pressure leads to goals. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And the other part which we missed, I think, is we have considered a lot of set pieces goals, or goals similar to set pieces. I mean,
we're not good aerially.
The set piece guy will not join us until the end of the season, right?
Yeah, but Pochettino, does he not know anything about set pieces? He ought to be knowing. I mean,
these days you delegate. We had to sign what's his name under Thomas Tuchel, the guy that joined them at Bayern.
Coach, can I become a manager where I can delegate everything and earn 5 million or something like that?
And me too. No, honestly though, let's be honest. For the most part, with one or two exceptions, like a Thiago Silva, for instance, like a Badiashile, we are not that dominant aerially. We're just not. Well, especially offensively, but even defensively, we are beaten at times. We don't dominate our box like we used to, and that's showing. You're right, from set pieces. This is where we concede. We don't clear the ball well enough.
Yeah. But that is one point where I'll prefer to have Silva, because he is reading set pieces. He is reading better.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, just 1 second. Jay doesn't know what H place means. JC will educate you. The beautiful game mans the gate. The chief recruiting officer is Constantine Dante. So, Coach, cross-interrogating Roger. That was why I said it looks like you've joined the H gang, man. I was not cross-interrogating him. In all honesty, that's the first time I'm hearing somebody use that term, so I wanted to learn. You understand? So, and that's how we operate here. There's a lot of what, when you hear me speak, a lot of what I use, some of them I learned from Bobby, some of them from Rogers, from a lot of people here. So, yeah, and I'm not as shy to ask questions when I don't know anything. So, but we're joking anyway. I'm nothing personal.
It's not Hawaii, right?
No, it's not Hawaii.
Yeah.
Usually I don't say. I think I usually I can't quite remember a few words I say. That every time I say it, I say, okay, I learned this from this person, this from the other person. Poch the noticer, and that is Brianni Yahayu, aka Jackson FC. I think I've forgotten a few of your aliases, but nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Mudryk got left out of the squad. That's just rumors, fake news. Anyone with information on this, I don't know, but chances are that's the case. I think Constantine Dante would tell you, because he played well the last time he played, and he did well for Ukraine, that the pattern is that he gets dropped. But I think he starts. I don't know. I think someone has told me the rumors are that he gets to start. But I hope you're doing well. More importantly, thank you for finding the time to join the show. JC responds by saying, Mudryk played well last game. They doubled it up with the Ukraine team, so he is in line for a big job. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yep, I understand that quite well. Coman Rojadinho, even to most average of defenders, can defend well under good coach. Emerson Royo is rubbish, but has been decent under Postecoglou. Says a lot about Poch. We're not here to make the Poch argument here. But I get where you're going, Chimera, and that's why you're definitely going to the edge place, because you don't let go, and you don't even give him credit whenever he does well. More like a concentration error that was. You could not really, would I say concentration error from the perspective of the goalkeeper, maybe, from Disasi's perspective, multiple reasons, like they say, it's an error with identity crisis. You can argue he was forced to kick it as hard as he kicked it because Patson Daka nudged him a bit, was on him. But it looks like he panicked. And he's a huge guy and could have shielded the ball on the carpet for Daka, and he was close to the line. For Daka to get it, he'd have to foul him. So, but I'm not sure what to make of that error. It was comical,
Coach,
to say the least. Yeah.
I just got a request from my son and my relatives. They are asking, when are you going to start selling mugs and T-shirts of with the branding of H Place, like H plus, H minus?
Not even Chelsea perspective, but its place, right? Okay. I don't
Yeah, I
live
mean,
there. I don't go there. You should be asking the Bluetooth game. You should be asking Constantine Dante. And it looks like Jay wants to join you guys. So you should schedule a meeting and have a conversation what you want to do with your brand, not mine. I don't care. Really. Just go away. I wish we can have Alonso maybe in the future. Right now, I'd say no. It's a huge risk. And if we ever decide that we're done with Mauricio Pochettino, I think we should hire an elite manager. Pay the money, hire an elite manager. But right now, chances are Poch will still be here come next season. But if we decide to move on from him, I'd also guarantee you that the owners will hire the right person this time. But I hope Pochettino does well. It's as simple as that. If he does well, my club would do well. Saying, John, thank you for finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. Let's see what else we have. Pressure at Bayern is the same at Real Madrid if you don't win. So yeah, so probably he knows that he will be under huge pressure to deliver at Bayern, even at Liverpool. So yeah, he's better off staying where he is. And he's just still, no matter how you see it, he's a manager. He's just a manager with the potential. He's not an elite yet. He still has a long way to go. He's inexperienced. He hasn't won anything as a manager, but as a player, a lot. But that's not guaranteed. That person will make a good manager. So, but let's see how he finishes. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with well. Now Liverpool will get Amorim. Even Amorim, still an experiment. No matter how you see it, he's not there yet, and that's because even if he's he's won something in Portugal. He's won something for a Sporting CP for like 1,000 years. Something they haven't won. He's won it for them. That's huge. But if you want to argue about that, I still remind you of AVB. AVB won the Portuguese league without losing a single game. What happened when he came to Chelsea? Yeah, and beyond that, I've heard that he's a race car driver right now. So so it's not that simple, really. It's not that simple. I get it. It differs for every manager. Mourinho won with Porto, joined Chelsea, and still won. And still he's won at least one trophy in every club he's coached, except for Tottenham. And he could have won one had they not fired him. Was it a day or 2 days before a final? Which I don't want to get into. They look back now and realize they made a mistake. But that's, by the way, my point is, again, you can argue even Amorim is no different from what's his name, Alonso. Both they pose a lot of risk, and I wouldn't advocate Chelsea to sign to hire any of them. Let's see. Pardon, coach, enlighten me on the H place. I think we've talked about that, so you now know what it means. Asking Tebago a question, coach. I will make the H place much. Yeah, go ahead, sell it. He will be poached with a pitchfork. Maybe you will make a lot of money for that, but be careful how you use his image so he doesn't sue you. Pochettino will be here next season. I said it months ago. You haven't said it the way you usually say it. Pochettino will be here next season. You usually end the sentence with the word irrespective, which usually leads to me responding, I don't agree with the irrespective aspect of the whole thing, but you get my point. Yeah, chances are he'll be here next season. You never know. Coach saying to go away to Jesse for months now, and he's still here, right? Brother must have reached Mars by going away every time I say it. I think it's another way of me saying stop it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 667 views in the back end, but just 23 likes. Like I said, whenever we stream in this format, we get a lot. We get a lot of views, but a lot less like than when we do in the landscape mode. So if you have any questions and you're in the chat, go ahead, jump in the chat. Let's talk about this if anybody wants. Roger, I think we did talk about that during the lineup prediction exercise. I don't see Enzo Fernandez starting today. It just doesn't make sense. The travels and his the fact that he returned, was it just yesterday or 2 days ago? I can't quite remember.
I thought it was yesterday, but I could be wrong. I doubt he starts, but who knows? One doesn't know, sir. It's really hard to.
I doubt he starts too.
Yeah, you would think that, or if he does start, he'll probably only play 60 minutes. You know, who knows? Only he will know how fit he is. I don't know. Did he play? How much did he play in the last game for Argentina?
Let me look here for Argentina. Actually, probably played 90 minutes, and he played. I think the day before yesterday was his last game for Argentina. At most 3 days, but the travel is a lot, jet lag and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see. Go ahead.
Which he just posted on Instagram with a picture of himself, like ready for the game or something like that.
So you think he starts?
He wants to play. He wants to play. It's a different story. Like the medical team and all, will they let him play or not? But he certainly is like, and it's like a double meaning also. Yeah, ready for the game can be also for the fans and everybody. Like it's the context. It can be twisted.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, you're correct. It could be just him, Ginger, and the team. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just mentioned it. Like if it is a clue, then there is some clue. Like he's ready or something like that. But it's like the context can be twisted anyway.
Yep, he played 82 minutes. What date is this? What date did they play this game? I can't find the date for the game because I had to start. So he moved away from an area where I could see the date. So he played 82 minutes. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry. But he played 82 minutes in the last game, and I think it was the day before yesterday. I can't quite remember. Let's see anything else that we haven't addressed here. We've addressed all these comments. We've addressed and Vic is in the house, and we've addressed that one too. We've addressed that one. So if you're in the channel, if you have any questions to drop it, we will try to address it. Otherwise, we'll be calling it a day. Take a bit of a break before the pregame show. If Poch is here next season, I will only watch a Chelsea highlight. I mean, if it means that it would be if you're. I don't know what to make of that. If that's what you want to do, yeah, go ahead. If he's here next season, but chances are he'll still be here. If anything, chances of him getting fired is slim than he's staying. If that's unfortunate for you, yeah, sorry about that. I have my opinion of him, but I'll still tell you he's the right man for the job right now, given that we have a lot of young players. And my opinion of him doesn't mean that he doesn't start firing on us. He can he'd learn from chances are he'd learn from his mistakes. And turns out, we'll look back and say, yeah, glad we hired him. I just want my club to do well. More importantly, I will make my coffee now. Where is Rich Moneymakers when you need him? All of a sudden he's not here. Next season will be better. We just need to improve and make a good run. I think we need to make a few changes, a few signings, at least one or two. I think we can actually, if we decide we just want to sign a number 9, I think that will be fine. But we may need to sign a defender if, in fact, the plan is to sell Chalobah and Thiago Silva. This definitely being his last season as a Chelsea player. It's difficult to say what's going to happen, really. Yeah, let's see. Next season will be better for us. Coach, very unfortunate for me indeed. Yeah, it's up to you to decide whether that be very unfortunate for you. But let's see. What time is your next show? That'll be an hour before the show, the pregame show. No watch alongs today. Yeah, because for reason I don't want to say here, I need to be available if my wife needs me or the kids needs me. If the kids need me, it's something I'm not gonna say here. But once it's time, I will celebrate, and that time is close. In the 1 hour, that's we're starting. I think 6:50. 6:50 PST. So if you have any questions and you're in the chat, drop it. When we'll try the best we can to address it. I actually did. I'm honored to be the first guest on CFC Jingles YouTube channel. His first live show. He's gotten 52 subscribers right now. So he's been granted to the access. He's been granted access to the tools he needs to go live. So it was fun. There weren't too many people, but that's the first. So it takes time. And he didn't share the link to the panel in the chat. That could have led to a lot of people joining, and I didn't remember to ask him to do that. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes. Understand people, the likes do go a long way. Good thing that your Papa Fofana will not be playing against us today. At the same time, whenever you say such, you would. I don't want us to look back and say, yeah, would be better. We could have been. You say that we'd prefer him next time playing than him being on the bench. So if you're watching and you have any questions, and if you're on the panel, if you have any topics you want us to get, we have a few minutes before we round off. If you want any topics you want us to discuss, go ahead, bring it up, and let's talk about it. We have a few minutes, not too much time to round off. Let's hear you if you're there.
Coach, what was our starting prediction, starting 11 today?
Our starting prediction, let me go through it. Just give me a second here. It has to open it. The script on FOTMob has become an issue. Our starting prediction between the sticks, Georgie, is it Georgie or Dodgy? I've seen two different spellings of his first name. I've seen one starting with a D, the other one starting with a G. Petrovic, two center backs, Silva and Desasi. I've seen some people suggesting that Badiashile may well start. I don't think so. Thiago Silva has been fit for a while now, but that's just my opinion. Left back Kukurea, right back Malagusto, 2-6 Gallagher and Moises Caicedo, 10 Mykhailo Mudryk, left wing Raheem Sterling, right wing Cole Palmer, and number 9 Nicholas Jackson. And I think Raheem Sterling starts. He didn't travel because he didn't travel. But go ahead if you want to add to that.
No, I think because Pochettino is stubborn. Our owners are also stubborn. So just to make a point and also to give some confidence or something, he might start. But on the other flip side also, like because of the booing, they might not start him. So
because of the booing?
Yeah, Sterling was booed. Like
I know, but I don't think if he doesn't start him again, I hope he doesn't come out and say he decided not to start him because he was booed the last time. People are going to start asking him how they will start booing him even more because how much is he getting paid for booing to be an issue to him?
No, that's not the point. My point would be if he's dropped because of that, then my point would be is if he's dropped because of booing, then the next game as well, then the game after as well. So when does he stand up and face the music and deliver? So I mean, dropping is not the solution. Starting is the solution, and trying to prove that you are good enough and be counted. So I think he should be. I think he would be starting. I mean, but depending on the form and the availability of the players. I mean, depending on the forms, he shouldn't be starting. But depending on the availability of the players we have, he starts. I think.
Before we talk about what Jay has on the screen, I want to ask Roger. Roger, do you see any situation where your cousin doesn't start this game? I think he starts, especially because he didn't travel. And the other option, if anything, he dropped Mudryk because Mudryk traveled and started Sterling. But chances I would see them both. But I don't see a situation where your cousin doesn't start. But I totally understand JC's point.
I can see a world where both scenarios happen. Who knows? I think if I have to bet, I'd say the probability is 60-40 he starts, but who knows? You know, I honestly don't want him to start for obvious reasons. I'm done with him. He's just too inconsistent. He really is. I'd rather, well, listen, Palmer on the right. Let's say Mudryk in the middle. You know, maybe Madueke on the left, or Madueke. And Jackson
Has he
up
ever
front.
played on the left?
Madueke for England. For England, he has.
Yeah.
But it's
And they say like he puts in good crosses from that side.
Yeah, he does. But he has when he's played for Chelsea, a few times he's been on the left and crossed. For his first couple of games that he played, he had a few crosses from the left, but he's mostly on the right. You know, it's pretty fluid, so it's hard to say. But listen, I saw him for England play on the left, and he's an excellent crosser of the ball with his left foot. Excellent. But who knows? I don't know. I'd rather Madueke play ahead of Sterling. I just do. It's that simple. We know what we get from him. He's too inconsistent. Maybe 1 out of 5 to 7 games he shows up. And that's not good enough. You have to be far more consistent, especially when you're a senior player. He's not in his early 20s. So I understand people go in and out of form. I get that. But
Roger, can I ask you one more, your comment on like my assessment of Noni? Okay, so maybe you can help me figure out a little bit more, because as I see, Noni has not been given enough chances, so we've not really seen a lot of him. But from what we have seen, he's very he seemed to be one-dimensional in one sense, and not one-dimensional in another. Like he can dribble past people. He cannot be bullied off the ball. So that's not one-dimensional. That's really good quality he has. And then but one-dimensional, I mean, is like when he's on the right side, we have seen him playing on the right side. And his crossing from the right foot is not that well, so it becomes kind of like he is always cutting in on his left foot and either taking a shot, and all his goals are very similar in that sense, or he's crossing the ball. So we have not seen a lot of variety of play in him. But then again, he's not been given enough chances, and he's not been given enough chances in different positions, different setups. So maybe that's the reason. But I think like at the moment of the small sample size we have, I mean, technically he's a very sound player, but seems to be very one-dimensional player so far.
So this is how I see him. A, he didn't get a preseason. He was hurt. B, when he did play for Chelsea, he then incurred injuries. So, and then you saw the arrival of Palmer that solidified that position. So it actually
Plus, he's not been given game time consistently.
No, but that's true. But he's also hasn't been available. If you look on the bench, he hasn't been even on the bench a lot, if you recall.
And competing with Palmer is definitely, as you said,
that's compounded it. Actually, to be honest with you, even his passing with his left foot is an issue sometimes. He does shoot 99% with his left foot, but he can get to the byline and he can cross with his right foot. He's better than most left-footed players crossing with his right. Let's put it that way. Especially when you consider the right-footed players, that he's much better than them crossing with their left, shall we say. So if you look at that, my thing about him is defensively, he doesn't switch on defensively. He's been, especially his this is his rookie season.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you've dropped.
Yeah, of course. It's his lack of experience, and it's his first year with a big team, etc. But his tracking back initially was quite poor. He's improved, but to me, he's a bit of a defensive liability. So that doesn't, because you do have to have that responsibility. So it's a plethora of things. But listen, he should have had more minutes this year for many reasons. One being health, two because of Palmer. Yeah, that's a valid point, JC. Perhaps he should have been given more time on the left, if Palmer solidified that position. But obviously that hasn't come to fruition for whatever reason.
So maybe we see it.
Let me ask you this, Roger.
I hope so.
How does it differ? How does it differ to, again, what's the difference between him and Palmer? How do they differ, him and Palmer? Because they're not the same.
No, they're not. Obviously, Palmer's ahead of him in many ways. Listen, they're both very good players. When they play internationally in the youth team for England, they both stood out very well. Listen, stylistically, they're a little bit
and they
different.
played together.
Yeah. They won the. I think they beat Italy a couple of years ago in the under-19s or under-21s, whatever it was. Listen, I think Madueke, Noni is more direct. At times, he tries to take on more players, I think. And I think he goes to the byline more to cross with his right foot. Palmer doesn't do as much. He'll get to the byline, but he predominantly uses left. I think, don't get me wrong, Palmer is still excellent with his right foot, but I think maybe Madueke relies more on his right than Palmer, But I think Palmer is definitely...
Would you say that Madueke releases the ball quicker than Palmer?
Yeah, but Palmer likes to dribble with the ball and likes to see how other players develop around him more. I think Madueke doesn't do that because maybe the lack of experience, or maybe a lack of coaching under Pep, maybe a better IQ, greater understanding maybe from Pep's coaching.
Yeah.
So it could be many reasons.
The lines is better. Yeah.
Just so you want to add to how you think they differ?
Palmer will give a more like opening pass in the final third, more and like the balance between taking a shot and looking for a pass is like 50-50. But with Madueke, I would say he would take shot 60% of the time and look for a teammate more or less, and that's lack of experience, just lack of experience. And Pep, let's not forget, Pep is more like system and team oriented and playing. So Palmer has had a better school at the moment, but over time we'll see.
Yeah, so I'm going to come back to this this contribution by Jay here, but before I do that, let's see what I'm not reading this. You have some words in it that would lead to the show being demonetized, and I have to message YouTube. Gusto and Palmer is a more creative and trusted partnership. Let's not disturb that. I agree, but they both will not be fit forever. And in some occasions, in my opinion, in some cases, there may be the need to move Palmer central. You understand?
Coach, can I add to that? Can I add
go
a
ahead.
bit? That right flank of ours, the right side, where Caicedo, Palmer, and Gusto, and then Jackson also occasionally joins in on the top. They at present are undroppable. They are the reasons we are getting results right now. I mean, we are dominating the right side of any team we face during last 2 months. I don't think any of those four are droppable right now. And you add Gallagher, which is like favorite, and another droppable. We really see mix it up with the injuries. I don't think there are many places up for grabs. So it's easy to predict in that sense. The left side is more kind of, it's not cooking that well.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I don't remember that game very well. I don't know, but something I would have loved Jay to say is that whether it worked, because Jay's saying here, interesting how the back three experiment lasted. I think we can round off with that one. How the back three experiment lasted only one game. That was against Brentford. Did it work on the day? I think we started well, but didn't finish well. I don't know. Roger, did he walk on that day for us?
Who are you talking about?
Jay is talking about the back three experiment lasted for one game, and that was against Brentford. So, but I would have loved him to state whether it worked, whether the back three structure worked on that day. But from what I remember, I think he worked first half, but second half at one point we started struggling.
Yeah,
maybe not down to the structure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the game where we had a back three that really surprised me. Yeah, I recall.
Did it work on the day?
In parts, yes. What was the score in the game? We lost it, didn't we?
No. The second, our second meeting with her, I think he ended in a draw.
Yeah, draw.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not sure what we know. He prefers a back four. He likes the 4-2-3-1. So I don't know.
Even though the application is more sometimes comes.
Yeah, definitely a back three. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing being flexible, but I think it would be good to hold down any formation and perfect it defensively. I'm talking about, and work on it, and then build on it where you're able to be more flexible with another formation, whatever it is, whether it's a back three, going to a back four, vice versa. It's irrespective of the fact of which one he chooses. We need to perfect one of them and solidify it, in my opinion, because this defense needs to be fixed. It's to me, this is the biggest issue we have. Not going forward, not midfield. Yeah, midfield can do better by protecting the back line. Don't get me wrong, but it's the actual. I'm talking about the mechanics. I'm talking about the fundamentals. We need to improve on set pieces defensively, defensive transition, etc. Once we get that down where we're airtight, so to speak, then we can build on that. Build with the spine of the team, and we're not there yet. And it shows.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And here, Tommy Bryan saying Madueke is more like is that a steak?
Steak chef.
Yeah, Madueke is more like a steak chef, and it's a pastry chef. There's more technique to Parma's.
That's a good analogy.
Wow. Okay, guys, we have about a few minutes. We still have a few minutes to round up. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. It'd be interesting to see what you have to see. That's a good analogy right there. Go ahead, Roger. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, that's a good analogy because I can cook a steak, but trust me, I can't cook pastry. Yeah, I get it.
That's not the first time you're saying that, and I'm starting to believe you. Rich Money, big up all legends on the panel, and I am on 3 tablespoons of whatever you're mentioning there. The game is getting closer and closer. Starting about less than 3 hours now because it's 5:07 my time. And I want us to round up as soon as possible. If you have any questions, go ahead. Or if you're on the panel, you have any questions for us or anything you want us to talk about, let's go for it. We have a few minutes to round up. Let's round up as soon as possible.
Just very quickly to Roger. Roger, let's assume, like this is speculating. So don't take it like I'm not saying anything. Let's assume we have limited amount of funds for the transfer market activity.
Sure.
Yeah. So and we have like team. Okay, some parts of the team have taken shape, but some parts of the pitch are still lacking a little bit. So and if say like let's speculate, we can buy only one or maximum 2 players. One, like I would say, like what would you prioritize? Signing a Ben Davis as a left back or a striker?
Does it have to be?
Is that really the question you were begging Roger not to take personal or anything?
No, to me, it's not so much the fullbacks.
No, but Roger, do you understand what I'm saying? I was waiting for him to ask you some question that's going to really get you mad.
No.
Given the way he started it.
Yeah, to me, that's not a priority. If I could choose any position, it would be to solidify a centre back, like a Van Dijk-esque kind of centre back. I think once we solidify that position, or unless whoever, let's just say Fofana and Badiashile, hypothetically, whichever pairing all of a sudden gels and becomes impregnable, then that's different then. But if that's not the case, and we're still, this time next year, we're still where we are defensively, then we need to get a world-class centre-back. And to me, then we can build forward. A lot of people say get a number 9. But there's no guarantees. That position, that's why, to me, I'd rather throw money at a position that is more likely to succeed, has a higher success rate, centre-backs, than it does number 9. So that's why, and to me, it's the most important position, solidifying a defense. You know, if we have a Van Dijk, let's put it this way: if we had a Van Dijk playing for us this year, I believe we're higher up in the table.
But is there any centre back available of that caliber?
No, I can't think of one. You know, that's the point. You know, but I think we have a higher degree of possibility in signing a player of that magnitude than we would a number 9, with the exception of, let's say, a Kane, or in my opinion, a Tony. But I don't believe Tony would want to come with us anyway. But I'm just saying, if we could get a Tony or a Kane, yes, we go for that. No doubt about it. Because these people, assuming they stay healthy, of course, or don't get suspended, you're looking at 20, 25 goals virtually guaranteed per season from those two. Just
so follow-up question, another follow. So you do, in your words, can I conclude that your assessment is our center backs are doing worse right now than our pairing of left backs?
Well, the reason why I say that is because you've got either Reece returning next year, assuming he can stay healthy, and if not, then we have Gusto, you know, who is only going to get better, I believe, assuming he stays healthy. And then the left back position, I don't believe that's that's such an area of concern for virtually every team. When you look at Ashley Cole play, there's no one in the Premier League or in Europe really that's playing at that level in that position anywhere. There's just left fullbacks are just they're so rare. You know, they're very. There's
somebody like Matson.
No, he's. Listen, I look at right backs. There's many world-class right backs in this league and in Europe, but left backs, I can only think of really one very solid one, Robinson for Liverpool, that is all around solid. Do you understand? He's solid defensively and forward. His crosses are sublime. But no, because you've got, yes. Am I pleased with either of our left backs? No, I'm not. But I would rather have. Okay, if you ask me, who would I rather have, Kane or Van Dijk for next year? Hypothetically, I'd take Van Dijk all day long.
Oh, it's a difficult one. I would
for me, because I'm more pragmatic. Because I'd rather shore up the defense.
But I understand what you mean.
Yeah, but you know, Kane will lead that line, and his finishing will add. You can certainly add another 20 goals to what we have scored this
But
season.
if we're still conceding,
maybe more.
His goal scoring will still not be enough.
No, coach. I mean, if we score 20 more goals, just look where we will be in the table.
Yeah, but you can say this. Listen, I think both have a valid argument. But let's say this way: if we had Van Dijk with us this year, hypothetically, or someone of that caliber, we win the FA Cup.
Yeah. Let me catch up
on the League Cup.
I mean, if we had Kane, we would have won the League Cup already.
Yeah. Or I could say the same if we had Van Dijk and they didn't. We win. Period. You know, listen, they're both world-class players.
Here's one thing I wanted to add to you. I mean, I'm not so happy with Gusto as left back, because then Gusto is good defensively, but he's not making a lot of crosses from that area. Then he becomes.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
In practical terms, he then becomes somebody like Kokore. I mean, who's also like defensively he can do the job, but he's not like. when he starts to venture forward, then his defensive errors start coming out. So he's comfortable staying back, Kukurea. And then if you want to put Gusto there, then Gusto will be doing exactly the same. I mean, he's not like really crossing a lot, and I do not know. I mean, if when Reece James come back, I think personally he has a hell of a fight on his hands. I mean, Gusto is not a pushover.
I mean,
No,
it's
I
a good
agree.
headache to have. Hopefully, he finds a way to manage them properly and keep them both happy. Coach Nightbot is spreading rumors that Roger Dinho is on a 10-year contract. That's what you get once you type Roger, hashtag hold Roger out. Let's see. Have you keep dropping the likes on the stream? People, the likes to go a long way. And I did see rain in the house. Watch out indeed before we catch the 2025 variant of the Pochettino virus. Just go away. Roger Robinson at Fulham will be good. The left back, he's been one of the you said best performers, performing left backs in the Premier League this season. He's been good in my opinion. And my bro is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. Big up, my bro. He says that's Ankit, my bro, from another mother. He says, up to Chelsea, indeed. It's so good to see us back. But how times have changed that teams like Burnley are not guaranteed 3 points. We will be there no matter what. Yeah, that's the truth. Times have changed. In the past, it used to be again the bottom table teams. When we play against them, you'd be assured that we're going to beat them. But these days, you win the league actually by beating the bottom table teams. Unfortunately, but nice to see you, bro. Please go check out his YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Click the 3 dots to his name, subscribe, and let him know I sent you. You would not regret it, believe me. Rain is in the house. Rain, where do you live? To be specific, let me just say, not too specific, let me just say Nevada. Yep, Nevada. And I'm probably you figured out where I live in the US. Even Man City struggled with their left back position. They still struggle, and they wanted to solve that issue by signing Cucurella at the time. Let's see what else we have here. Rain is saying hello there in the building. GFC, Gavin, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. We have a few minutes to round up. I want us to have a bit of space before the next game. And thank you for 31 likes. That's not easy. Whenever we do the vertical streams, a lot more views, but a lot less likes. Roger, here's the question I wanted to ask is this. We're talking about signing center backs. We're not being linked with a move for Bastoni. We've been linked with him before, but that's not happening. We're being linked with an 18-year-old defender, I think Lille defender, and the report in question specifically mentioned they were looking to sign him as a replacement for Thiago Silva. I nearly threw up when I saw that. One, it just doesn't make sense. And he hasn't played up to 40 games. What's his name again?
Who
the
you
young French
referring
international. The defender we've been linked with.
Oh, Almo or something?
There's two unique names. It would be wrong to use the term weird. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I did a YouTube shot on him. The annoying thing is that he's still 18, hasn't even played up to 40 games since he's just 18. And that, I think it was from Nizaki Sela specifically saying that we're trying. Yeah, there you go. Lenny Yoro. There you go. Ankit has it in the chat. I could not believe my ears. I get it. People are saying his, you can say, the best thing in terms of up and coming CBs, but to go to the extent of mentioning him being a replacement for Thiago Silva just doesn't make sense, because I think Bashir Humphreys is good enough. The only difference is that Yoro got the chance and Bashir Humphreys hasn't. Let's say Bashir Humphreys, if he was playing for Lille, and he got the chance to play 20 games, and as good as he can, I know he can be on the ball, or how good he reads the game, I think we'll be willing to pay 20 million pounds for him. I couldn't believe it. You didn't see that news? You did not see that news, I'm guessing, Roger.
No, I did not.
I nearly threw up. I couldn't believe it. Lenny Yoro is 18.
Wow.
That's a chance. The report in question is absolute horse dung. I agree.
So
but
you're losing 21 years in experience.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start from there. No matter how good people think that kid is, it just doesn't make sense. But I'm inclined to say the report in question, even though from Nizaki Stella, is absolute nonsense. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no
because
comment.
And if you sign him, I don't think Gilchrist would be happy. He's a centre back by trade. I don't think Bashir Humphries will be happy. It just doesn't make any sort of sense, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody on the panel want to talk about that.
I'd like to see Bashir Humphries more, see what he can do for us. I think he should be making the squad next year. One would hope, anyway.
And where's he on loan? Was it Swansea?
I think so. I'd have to look, but I believe it was a Welsh team. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good actually. I thought he was going to stay because at the time
so
we went
did
to
I.
show. Yeah, just give me 1 second here. Let me see. 1 second. We're not stuck. Let me just let Jay make his debut today since he's asked for the link. I don't know when he asked it. 3:55. When did he ask for it? Let's leave it for next show. We're about to round up in a few minutes. So Jay, next show. Apologies. I didn't know when you sent that. But Gavin, share the link to your YouTube channel when you get a chance so people can go check it out. Come on, everyone, hit the like button and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And thank you. Lenny Yoro is his name. He's 18. Let's see. Coach, judging by your speech patterns, it makes sense that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You omit some things like a seasoned pro. Just I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment there. Lenny Yoro, top potential. Exactly. That's just what he is right now. A top potential. Saying a top potential, but on the transition, even he's a work in progress. A big, lean, mean, technically sound defender who can make runs. But still, he's just a potential at this point, and that's where my argument lies. Surely not worth a fortune yet. Also, no way we are starting him in place of Silva. Yeah, if we end up signing him now, I get your point. Bless of Silva for now. I doubt would get him. PSG more likely, and I heard Real Madrid are also interested. Correct me if I'm wrong. So my point is, I don't think we should sign again. Maybe not make the statement that we're signing him to replace Thiago Silva. It just doesn't make sense. Surely not worth a fortune yet. Also, we are starting him. Okay, I think I've addressed that one. Thank you, Chelsea, for support for playing football. Okay, thank you so much, Mason Mount. Now I get it. I think you use the translator. That's why sometimes I find it difficult to understand what you're trying to say there. And please, people, go check out GFC Gabon's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him grow and get monetized as soon as possible. And here's the reason why we're selfless. We want to grow our beloved club's fan base. And the more selfless we are, the more we can help each other grow. I think no matter how you see the priority of your respective YouTube channels, the truth remains, whatever way you approach it, we are growing the club's fan base, the clubs, we're broadening the club's reach, and in turn, growing the club's fan base, if that makes sense. Yep. Let's see, Rashi. Anything else? Be right back. Yep, that understands. Anything else? Lenny Euro 13, date of birth 13 November 2005, 18-year-old, 6'3". Okay. Appearances, senior. How many appearances did you say there? 53 appearances in total in senior football. Yeah, Roger, he has the height. Yeah, Bobby will be proud. But again, he's just a potential at this point. I don't know if anybody on the panel want to talk about that. I don't think it makes sense really to sign. If you want to sign him, but don't mention you're signing him to replace Thiago Silva. It just doesn't make sense. In all honesty, I don't know. Anybody on the panel want to talk about that? Well, we'll be rounding up in about 6 minutes.
No, that's fine.
Right. If you are in the chat, if you have any questions, I'd be shocked if Rich Moneymakers doesn't have any questions. I was gonna ask, in case Enzo don't start today, I think we see Gallagher in a deeper position. Mudryk playing in the 10 role. Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Gallagher was in fact pushed to the left wing up where normally Enzo is last game. When like during the second half or somewhere during phases of that
half.
Yeah. When Mudryk was in the middle.
But he started as one of the 2 6s. But go ahead.
So to be honest, like Enzo and Caicedo, they build together. They help us out in the pressure phase, like when other teams are pressing us, and Burnley are a pressing team. And I don't know if Enzo is starting or not, but if he does, then he has to pair with that. I hope so, with Caicedo, and then have Mudryk in the 10 role or interchanging with Gallagher. I would Gallagher, if he has to be starting 100%, then I assume like the most debatable position we right now have is at left wing, and everybody is willing to take anybody out there. And to be honest, Gallagher can press well from that side as well.
And being honest, we don't really have numbers in the left wing position. We don't.
Jackson is there, but then we do not have a striker, because Jackson right now, the best player at that position is Jackson.
I think
that's according to me.
Yeah. No. I think I agree, and I think we did speak about that at length. We did speak about Jackson playing the left wing position at length. That's because he's disciplined in terms of. He played with, maybe let me say, I think I'd be better off saying he plays with balance. He pays attention to what's going on. He doesn't pay attention to the offensive aspect of the game excessively. At the same time, he pays attention to what's happening behind him. And I think, I agree. He's our best player in fulfilling the left wing role. I agree. Roger, this question is for you, but I'll come back to it in a bit. There will be riots if Mudryk does not start today. I think one of Enzo or Caicedo may be coming off the bench considering the travel. Yep, the travels. Again, it's not that simple to overlook. One more Premier League win, and Chelsea will surpass last season's final total of 11 wins. It took us four coaches last season to get to 11. That's some points to mention there, Vic. That's some delicious point to mention. Burnley are not good again at defending tip. Vincent Kompany always likes to keep it expansive. He doesn't know how to play differently, but that's an unfortunate situation for Burnley fans, because to survive relegation, you have to learn to play dirty. Not even being pragmatic alone will be enough, in my opinion. But that's by the way. Here's the question here, Roger. Let me ask you that question. It was for you, Roger. Can we beat Burnley today? That's the question from Rich Moneymakers.
Yes, if we eradicate defensive errors and we play, should we say, sound football? And I think, listen, they're not playing so well, but on any given day. But yeah, I believe we can win if we show up our defense. It's our defense that has me worried each and every week. We're prone. When you're watching a game, the Chelsea game, be honest with yourselves. Are you confident that we'll keep a clean sheet? I'm not.
No, I'm not, for multitude of reasons. Until proven otherwise, I think we concede every game we play. I'd be shocked if we don't concede today.
Yeah. And they're the second lowest scoring team. So, and then after the Man U game, we play the worst scoring team. So, we need to start keeping clean sheets when we're playing teams that struggle offensively. And if we concede goals, for instance, today, and then against Sheffield, then we definitely have more problems than I think we have. Today, we need to win and keep a clean sheet. It's that simple. But can we? Will we? That's the $64,000 question.
Yeah, we will find out. It's difficult to say. And if again, it's not like we're not better off in terms of their average goal for the entirety for the season so far. They are at 1 goal per game. We are at 1.7. The disparity isn't that much, which means if they score first and defend, but thankfully I don't see Vincent Kompany ever doing that. If they score first and defend, we'll find it difficult to score against them. But that is my opinion anyway. While a win is more important, also a key that Casadei gets some minutes. I'm not sure what that's gonna happen until proven otherwise.
I would love to see him
get
more minutes.
That's gonna happen really. Sorry?
I would love to see him get minutes today.
Yeah, because it's looking as if it was a mistake to bring him back in the first place.
Perhaps yes or no. Don't forget, he can still learn a lot from the coaching staff by training with them. As Poch says, they're paid to train. They're not paid to play. They're paid to train, and then if they're good enough, they're selected to play. So under that mindset, yeah, they're just bringing them back from a. Yes, I agree. If you're returning a player from a loan and not playing him a lot, that is not considered a good move per se. But having said that, you can also learn a lot from the training sessions and to learn what the philosophy and mindset, what the coaching staff require of you. So it's a give and take in that regard. You can look at it as a negative, but conversely, you can look at it as a positive also in some regards, if you see my logic.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you. This says, Roger, we have height over the Burnley players. Let's see what we have here. Thanks for your answer. And Vicky is saying, Enzo may start for your information. See you later. See you guys later. And I want to say thank you to all of you that found time to participate in today's show. Roger, I cannot thank you enough for joining. I know you have other priorities, but every time you find time to join us, just know that I appreciate your presence and your participation.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, and thank you to JC for joining. Thank you to Tebago, who was here, and in the chat. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Rich, Money Makers, Constantine, Dante, and all of you. If I missed your name, apologies. See you guys during the pregame show. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Coach, cheers. We need to have this conversation, Coach, regarding the H merchandise.
All right. All right.
Each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.